A pleasant good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Matlack Messer Stadium here on the campus of Earlham College in Richmond, Indiana, as we get set for Game 2 of the 2017 Earlham men's soccer season. Yesterday was a tough loss for the Quakers, a 2-0 loss here for the inaugural game at the new Matlack Messer Stadium, and the Quakers losing to Heidelberg 2-0. And in that game, the Quakers wind up losing two goalies. Peter Cachetas, who started the game, was apparently spiked or something along those lines and had a leg injury and played bravely played until the intermission, where he came off, and Chima Ndukwu came on, never having played goalie from what I understand in any level of soccer, at least high school or collegiately, and he winds up not allowing another goal in the entire second half, but yet he wound up with a concussion in yesterday's game. So the Quakers will have their third keeper in net in the span of two games. And we'll talk more about that in just a few moments. The Quakers will welcome Oberlin to Matlack Messer Stadium, and Oberlin comes in with a 1-0 record in this early season. Oberlin defeated Anderson on September 1st by a score of 4-0 at Anderson. The Yeomen of Oberlin last year had a 15-4-1 and a berth in the program, the first North Coast Athletic Conference tournament title game. They did get a berth into that matchup, and we will talk more about their roster along with the starters for both sides in just a few moments. You're watching Quaker Soccer on the Radio Troy Digital Sports Network.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands. I wouldn't step on sidewalk cracks. I wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you're born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today.
Holy Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show, right?
Cox, yeah, but I don't know.
The longest pregame show in the history of mankind.
Yeah.
Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear. Six words. Sponsor.
I don't understand why I'm not getting that sound over.
Can you move the camera a second to make sure that he's...
No. Camera's fine. It's audio. Yeah, it's audio.
Does this need to be turned on? Is it something that simple?
No, sir. It's this is on.
Okay.
Oh, it needs to have that done, I think.
One doubt, check it's plugged in.
No, it was already on. See if that helps. No?
Mentally prepared. He's doing meditation and yoga.
Scott, literally.
Back at Matlack Messer Stadium, and we will give you the starting lineups First, for your home Quakers, a junior from Decatur, Georgia, number 7, Liam Ferguson. A senior from Olympia, Washington, number 8, Aiden Klimmer. A junior from Woodbury, Minnesota, number 9, Yuki Adams. A junior from Richmond, Indiana, number 10, Michael Black. A freshman from Las Vegas, Nevada, number 13, Hunter Huber. A freshman from Cincinnati, Ohio, number 15, Jeffrey Doyer. A sophomore from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 16, Brady Bubb. A freshman from Yorktown, Indiana, number 17, Brevin Smith. A freshman from Cincinnati, Ohio, number 22, Drew Fitzgibbon. A freshman from Cincinnati, Ohio, number 24, Jeremy Doyer. And in goal for the first time, from what I understand, in his soccer career, a freshman from Richmond, Indiana, number 28 on the roster, and I believe he'll be wearing 0 in net, Matthew Murray. So again, it'll be Ferguson, Klimmer, Adams, Black, Huber. Got that line there. Sorry, Jeffrey Doyer, Bubb, Smith, Fitzgibbon, Jeremy Doyer, and Matthew Murray in goal. For the visiting Oberlin Yeomen, in goal, a senior from Billings, Montana, number 0, Connor English. A senior from Sherborne, Massachusetts, number 4, Jake Frankenfield. A sophomore from Sandy Spring, Maryland, number 6, Jake Krim. A junior from Cleveland Heights, Ohio, number 7, Trenton Belucha. A junior from Waukee, Iowa, number 8, Brian James. A senior from Rabun Gap, Georgia, number 10, Timothy Williams. A sophomore from Oberlin, Ohio, number 11, Jack McMillan. A freshman from Grand Island, New York, number 14, Charlie Stubbe. A senior from Thetford, Vermont, number 16, Matthew Bach-Lombardo. A senior from Washington, D.C., number 19, Jesse Loritzen. And a senior from Santa Monica, California, number 22, Joda Bloom-Kimkes. So, again, it'll be English in goal. Frankenfield, Krim, Belucha, James, Williams, McMillan, Stubbe, Bach-Lombardo, Loritzen, and Bloom-Kimkes. The Quakers are coached by Sam Bird in his 3rd year here at Earlham. The Yeomen are coached by Blake New, and he has been at the helm of the Oberlin program since 1999. We're winding down on the Farm Bureau with Kevin Shearer pregame report. We'll come back and have the opening kick in just a few moments. You are watching Quaker Soccer on the Radio Troy Digital Sports Network.
For the past 35 years, Van Vliet Insurance has built a reputation of bringing a personal touch. That's because at Van Vliet, it's all about you, your needs, your life, and our town. Along with providing quality coverage to individuals, families, and local businesses, we're proud of our community and the opportunity we have to protect your future within it. Van Vliet Insurance, an Erie Insurance representative. Hometown professionals at work for you.
In overtime. Just when it's on the far side of the field. I really wouldn't do it too much. Just when you're on the corners. It's fine.
What's that?
Nothing. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the campus of Earlham College into the new Matlack Messers Stadium for this non-conference men's soccer contest pitting the visiting Yeomen of Oberlin College against your Earlham College Quakers. Let's meet the starting lineups for both teams. First for the visiting Yeomen. In goal, wearing number 0, Connor English. Number 4, Jake Frankenfield. Number 6, Jake Krim. Number 7, Trenton Belucha. Number 8, Brian James. Number 10, Tim Williams. Number 11, Jack McMillan. Number 14, Charlie Stubby. Number 16, Matthew Bach-Lombardo. Number 19, Jesse Lauritsen. And number 22, Jonah Blum-Kemkis. Oberlin is under the direction of head coach Blake New. He is assisted by David Wilson. And now for your Quakers. In goal, wearing number 0, Matthew Murray. Number 7, Liam Ferguson. Number 8, Aiden Clemmer. Number 9, Yuki Adams. Number 10, Michael Black. Number 13, Hunter Huber. Number 15, Jeffrey Doyer. Number 16, Brady Bubb. Number 17, Brevin Smith. Number 22, Drew Fitzgibbon. And number 24, Jeremy Doyer. Earlham is under the direction of third-year head coach Sam Bird. He is assisted by Aaron Gastine. Good luck to both teams.
Not too bad. All right. So now, get all this out. Okay. As soon as Oberlin takes the field again, hit record. Okay. Cheney, can you get a tweet out because we're about to start? Thank you. Please let this work, because do you know what the horn is, Michaela? Or no, can I show you that?
No.
Okay, I think it's this thing, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's.
What do I have to?
What subs?
Back at Matlack Messer Stadium here on an overcast. It's been a bit drizzly lately. I do not believe there's any moisture falling at this point, but that is going to be a possibility as we are getting ready for the kick. The second game of the Quakers 2017 season. Give you a quick update on some other college Earlham athletics going on today. The men are playing at Wilmington at football, and I believe the last time we saw it in the second quarter it was 28-6, Wilmington on top. We do want to let you know that the men's cross-country team won at the Wittenberg Invitational, and the women came in second, so congratulations to both of those squads for strong finishes in that cross-country match at Wittenberg. And also the volleyball team has gotten off to a strong start. They are 2-1 on the year, and they are currently playing over in Jacksonville, Illinois at Illinois College, so we wish all of those ladies the best of luck as well. And we are now underway. And the Yeomen out quickly. Will have possession and have a deep throw in their offensive attacking third. Yuki Adams gets the ball to Bob after that change in possession. The ball just skips past Drew Fitzgibbon. Early on, that was actually one of the better offensive opportunities that we've seen from the Quakers, even comparing to yesterday. There weren't many times that passes had gotten through to their attacking players in space, and actually Fitzgibbon, I think, had an opportunity there, but just overran the ball a bit.
You have the scoreboard hooked up to you.
But early on, it was basically a 1v1 situation there, and I know the Quakers would love to keep those type of opportunities happening. Yuki Adams is there with the header. Now Oberlin on the attack. Quakers have all four defenders back, so really no
Thank you. Sorry.
Big stress point there. Pretty much the Quakers are, it's almost like a 5-3-2, but I think initially it was going to be a 4-4-2 alignment. What did you just gave me?
4-4-2.
That's what I said. Don't, men. Ladies and gentlemen, I highly encourage you to come out to Matlack Messer Stadium just to look at men and maybe give him some disparaging glares. That would make me very happy. He's very nice. Treat him nice. Don't do anything mean. Just maybe a cross face. There's Brady Bubb. He's in open space and a great opportunity for a goal, and somehow misses. Shot wide, and without question, that was the best offensive opportunity for the Quakers in this early season. I guess you have to give Connor English some credit, the keeper coming out, closing that gap with Bubb, and the sophomore Brady Bubb maybe just rushed it just a bit, but that was basically a wide open net. But again, let's hope that portends to some more opportunities throughout this game. I think on paper, most soccer pundits would think that Oberlin should be the favorite in this game without question, but early on, the Quakers have the offensive opportunities. Here's the Yeoman with a crossing pass. It is not cleared cleanly, and then finally gets out of the box. And now Bubb again will get to run with space. Takes his time, puts it out front for Fitzgibbon. He's got some room and will not get there in time. As the defenseman Jake Krim, the sophomore from Sandy Spring, Maryland, will kick that ball out of play and will be a Quaker throw. Jeffrey Doyer will throw it in, gets it to Bubb, and Bubb loses it. Bubb is an imposing presence out there and one of the taller players on the pitch. Michael Black keeps that ball in Earlham's attacking zone, but now the Yeomen will get possession. And they'll move up the far side. That's going to be an offsides. We saw a lot of that yesterday afternoon, particularly in the second half, in the match between Heidelberg and Earlham. Along with a lot of fouls, if I'm not mistaken. I think I have the sheet here. Yes, ended up 14-4. Heidelberg on top of the foul scorecard. Aiden Klimmer will get the ball back into play. Fitzgibbon heads it. Will he get there off of the chest? He will fire a shot. It looked like it was deflected off of the Yeoman, but it will not matter as it will be a goal kick. So again, early on, the Quakers having some strong opportunities.
Offsides.
Another offsides. Klimmer will advance the ball to the spot and gets ready for the kick. Sends the free kick up deep. Bubb heads it. Doyer is there. He will keep it in play. Bubb shields the defender and will cross it. And really, no Quaker was there with an opportunity for a shot on goal. Now the Yeomen get going. Looking for Kimkees. He'll stop, center it, and Liam Ferguson gets run over as Klimmer will maybe poor pass there. Kimkees battling with Huber. Oberlin throw on the far side. Huber again will look to send the ball up pitch. Nice battle down there with Kimkees. Again, the Quakers give it up a little too easily there with the possession, or too flippant with the possession. Doyer, nice job in stealing that ball. Fitzgibbon has some space. He will turn, gets it to Bubb, who has three defenders with him. Nice move. Continuing a nice move. He'll put the shot up, and that should be a corner. I believe that deflected off the keeper.
I think you say wide. Right, 'cause I think
So
it's going
Bub
wide.
with, believe it's his second or third shot on goal. Now Yuki Adams will take the corner on the near side. So our first set piece for either side. And it'll go the Quakers' way as we get ready to start the 8th minute of this game. Yuki puts his left foot into it, up high. And Bub again is there.
Shot 16 wide.
Another missed shot, but getting those opportunities. And men once told me the law of averages, the more shots you take, the more chances you get to score a goal. See, I just made it up because you would never say that. But I made it up, try to give you some credit. McMillan back to Loretson. Now up on the far side, as across, looked like that was going to be an offside. And Klimmer will clear it back to Bub. And that header gets away. Brian James on the far side is fouled by Klimmer. And it will be a free kick for Oberlin. Quick reminder, the Quakers will be back in action September 6th at Wabash. That's a 5 o'clock start. The next home match will be a week from today, September 9th, against a crosstown team, the IU East Red Wolves. That's a 3:30 start here at Matlack Messer Stadium. And then the next home game, actually the next game in total, will be September 16th, a home match against Worcester. Again, a 3:30 start for that. And that ball hits off the sidebar, and it is a goal.
Stop the clock.
And I believe that is Jack McMillan, I think,
7
that
had
got
the
that
assist.
goal.
Who had the goal? 10.
It was 10, so it was Timothy Williams.
Assist.
Well, Timothy Williams gets the scoring started. And this was roughly the same time. Actually, no, the goal yesterday came a lot earlier in the 5th minute. So the goal to Timothy Williams and the assist.
Goal scored by number 10, Tim Williams. Assist to number 7, Trenton Belucha.
Belucha with the assist, Williams with the goal. And the Quakers find themselves down again early in a match, now down 1-0. Belucha and Williams again battling for the ball. Yuki Adams gets it away. Now the Quakers are on the attack. Ball out front for Bub. He will cross, and it gets right to Connor English. But early on, it is a marked difference in the offensive opportunities for the Quakers versus yesterday's game. And you add into the fact that the Yeomen are ostensibly a much better team than Heidelberg. That's going to give you some confidence for the Quakers and Coach Sam Bird that your team has responded after maybe a tough effort yesterday. Certainly a result that, knowing that you lost 2 keepers and really your only experienced keeper, to wind up with a 2-0 loss seems to be a moral victory, although oftentimes coaches and players do not factor those in. Yuki Adams with the steal. He looks to press the ball. He'll drop it back. And Doyer to Doyer. Now Ferguson. Ferguson lays the ball out front for Jeremy Doyer, but he was not on the run. The Yeoman defenseman will push the ball forward. Kimkees gives it back up, and now that's 10 was offside. Apparently not. And
Stop
another
loss.
goal.
Who was it from?
Number 10.
No, but who would the assist?
So Williams gets a brace early.
16? Yeah, I think you're right.
And the assist, I believe, is going to go to Matthew Bach-Lombardo.
So 10 again from 16.
It certainly appeared from my angle,
That's going to be assist.
and albeit it's a poor angle to judge on that side, but it looked to me like
That
Williams was
goal
offside.
Scored by number 10, Tim Williams, his second of the game.
Yuki
Assist to number 16, Matthew.
gets it to
Bach-Lombardo.
Fitzgibbon. Fitzgibbon overruns it, tried to get it to Bub, could not do it. Black will keep the ball in the Quaker area. That should be another corner for the Quakers. And they desperately need to get a goal, if for nothing else, just to get some positive thoughts running in their head. And obviously to trim that 2-0 lead.
Do you want me to turn it down? No.
It's just like if you stop it, it's not
So
like
Yuki Adams, that's a nice ball in.
Corner.
And it is cleared by the Yeoman. Huber trying to grab Williams to keep him from getting a hat trick. Yuki to Black. Back now to Doyer. Over to Clemmer. Clemmer trying to direct some traffic. I'd like to see one of the forward Quakers make a run and let Clemmer send it in deep. And we have an offside. One of the Yeoman players not happy with that decision. That's either the third or fourth offsides. At least three that have been called against Oberlin. Moving into the 14th minute of action, the Quakers losing 2-0, giving up 2 first-half goals in consecutive games. Yuki Adams with the steal. He and Jeremy Doyer kind of getting together, and another good steal by Yuki. Doyer not able to keep possession. Now Fitzgibbons will chase after it, trying to get it away from Belucha. Brevin Smith battling with Jonah Kimkees on that far side, and Smith comes up with it, gets it to Bub. And give and go there between Bub and Smith goes for naught. Now Belucha will try to get things started for the Yeoman. Charlie Stubby gets it over to Frankenfield, who will send it on the far side. I believe that is Jake Krim on the far side. Back now to Frankenfield. McMillan gives it up, and they try to force it to Timothy Williams, and the Quakers steal the possession. Smith will get the throw for the Quakers. Actually, give it up to Huber. Looked like Jeremy Doyer was, or excuse me, that was Jeffrey. Looked like he was trying to punch that ball out of the air. Jeremy sends it in. Bub knocks it down, gets it to Fitzgibbon. A heavy touch from Fitzgibbon. And they're calling for a handball, and they get the call.
Foul.
And I believe it was going to be on Lombardo. The Yeoman trying to plead their case to the official. It goes for naught, and
Just
now a free kick.
Just
So Yuki Adams will look to put this ball in the net. This is a good position to score. The official
he's not stopped the clock,
talking to the wall.
Okay, well, he's not giving me the access. Okay.
Now Brady Butler's trying to get his place in the wall, and the official apparently said no dice. Yuki puts the ball on the ground, and it's a goal!
Okay, so shot 9 saved, shot 22 goal.
Fitzgibbon, Drew Fitzgibbon will get the first goal for the Quakers at Matlack Messer Stadium. Men, as always, trying to take credit for something that he had zero to do with. Fantastic. But nonetheless, a fantastic goal off of a set piece from the handball. Yuki Adams sent the ball in low, anticipating the wall jump.
Comment. Oh, okay. I'll do that later.
And there was a save initially by English, and then Fitzgibbon was there and kicked it in from the rebound, and we have a match once again. Oberlin 2, Earlham 1. Now Fitzgibbon trying to get his brace, but on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, the Quakers cracked that 0 on the new scoreboard, and it is now 2-1. Yuki Adams in space. He'll fire it wide, not on frame. We have our first substitution of the match. Brevin Smith will come out, and Valentino Mbaya, a senior from Lexington, Kentucky, will check in. Mbaya started yesterday and had a chance to talk with Quaker head coach Sam Bird before today's match, and he mentioned that they were going to start 6 freshmen today, which he certainly did. And the early returns look good, as both Brady Butler, who's actually a sophomore, but Drew Fitzgibbon, a freshman, score the first Quaker goal at the new Matlack Messer Stadium. And we're off and going. And Murray makes that save, albeit a little adventurous, a save nonetheless. And Mbaya loses that ball out of play, and it will be Yeoman throw. Looks like Jake Krim will take it. Nope, that wasn't Krim. Krim now has the ball. Frankenfield looking for a place to go. Gets it in the middle of the pitch to Brian James. Drops it back to Stubby. Doyer with the steal. Here's Tatarovich, who's in. Again, he was expecting Doyer to continue his run, and Doyer did not. So Tatarovich laid it out there in really a nice position. The Quaker forward players not on the same page there. Frankenfield, excuse me. Another and Michael Black comes up with it, gets it to Doyer, who will need to center it, and does not. And we're going to see that's a Yeoman throw. Ball was sent up to Timothy Williams, who has both goals for Oberlin. Another Yeoman throw in. Fitzgibbon deflects it. Williams will come up with it after the Doyer sliding tackle. Murray comes off his line. Dangerous. Needs to get back quickly, and the Quaker defense bails him out. Yuki Adams and some Tatarovich in a couple of nice passes. Tatarovich continuing to run. Puts it out for Yuki, but just a heavy touch. But initially a good run from Boya. Now here comes Belucha. He is in wide open space. A good steal there by Huber. And now Mbaya with plenty of room. Looking for Fitzgibbon. Fitzgibbon could not control that pass. Jeremy Doyer battling for that ball along with Jeffrey, and it's again another Oberlin throw. Oberlin will get yet another throw deeper in their territory. Ferguson will shield that ball and allow Murray to come pick it up. And Murray will punt the ball into play. Loretson will drop it back. Now it goes all the way back to Connor English. Nearly a steal by Fitzgibbon in the box, which would have been very interesting. Yuki Adams tried to direct that header to Boya, but could not do it. Now Doyer gets it to Black. Black, nice maneuvering. Drops it back to Jeffrey. Yuki goes to Jeremy. Again, forward players not on the same page. Ferguson will kick it back to Murray. Mbaya cuts off Yeoman defender. Now Fitzgibbon will chase after it while Frankenfield will play kicking catch with Krim. Now the Quakers back on the attack. Fitzgibbon 1v1, and he gives it up to Tatarovich. And it will wind up a counterattack for Oberlin, which they decide to not press the issue. I think that was a missed opportunity there from Fitzgibbon, who already has scored once in this match.
We got 2 subs coming in.
Kim Keys with the ball. Williams loses the handle to Black. Mbaya will try to turn, keeps the ball in play. That's going to be a foul. Or was it just out of play? I think it was a foul call there, right?
22.
Foul was called on Fitzgibbon. Krim sends it up to James, now to Belucha. On the wing here to McMillan. Cross was dangerous, but it will go out of play and be a Quaker. No, is it a goal? No, it's going to be a corner.
Should be sub either way.
So 2 Quakers and 1 Yeoman will check in.
3 for 22 for Earlham.
Micah Rowland comes in for Drew Fitzgibbon. And Intihirmi will come in.
And then Oberlin
for Jeremy Doyer.
This guy's number. He came in.
Kemke's goes out. And I'm not sure who came in.
11 came in. 20. No, it's not.
11 was already in.
No, it's 23. 23 for Oberlin, and then 22 came out.
So Giadi Cheng in for Oberlin.
For Oberlin, number 15, I believe. Yeah. Or was it 19? No, 19. In here.
So waiting on the kick from Murray. As we approach The start of the 26th minute in this match. Quakers down on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard 2-1 to Oberlin. Frankenfield will now get the ball and looks up pitch. Into Kierme, closed down on Frankenfield pretty quickly and forced him into an errant pass. Doyer goes over the ball, but it does come down to Yuki Adams. And he tried to find Inti Kierme, but it does not work out. Ferguson with the header. Yuki Adams with the diving play. Gianni Chang, one of the subs that just came in, chasing after the ball. Now Micah Rowland will chase after it as well, but I think Jake Krim will get there in time, and he does. Ball off of Mbaya will be an Oberlin throw-in from in front of the Quaker bench. Frankenfield will take it out of the box. Black with the steal. Gets right to Inti Kierme. And he tried to get it to Roja and did not work. And now Williams. He'll have the ball in space. Klimmer will keep Williams at bay initially. Ball still not cleared. Now it does. Gets back closer to midfield. Loretson over to Lombardo.
Wow,
It's a dangerous shot, and it's a goal.
Shot
Just two.
10, goal, assist 11.
No, everything was 8.
Too many opportunities in front of the box.
8.
No,
I thought it was 11 on the assist. What do you think, Caleb?
Who got the goal?
10.
So hat trick for Williams,
11.
11.
and the assist will go to Jack McMillan. So 3 goals for Timothy Williams.
I should have think it was 8.
You really think it was?
I'm not sure.
One thing I am sure of, men's wrong.
No, it was 8. You're right. It was 8.
Oh,
It was
Mitch.
8. Ryan James.
Brian James will now be credited with the assist. Take it away from Jack McMillan. And Jack, you have men that will thank for that. Stubby.
Oberlin goal scored by number 10, Tim Williams, his third of the game. Assist number 8, Brian James.
I feel like we need to check Timothy Williams' eligibility. Maybe he was supposed to be on the national team last night. So an update to the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Oberlin 3, Earlham 1. 16:54 to go in the first half.
What's up, Davis?
Running out of goalkeepers.
Oh.
There's some breaking news from the press box. Ava Stewart will be going to play goal.
yeah, for 2 minutes.
Now, Matthew Murray, let's give him some credit. He has been peppered with some shots from a quality side. Made a couple of saves, but he has let 3 into the back of the net.
He's not even really keeping.
He's not going to. No, we have
Frankenfield will finally get the ball and being chased down by Tatarovich. Yuki Adams gets it to Inti Kierme, who is a heavy touch, still gets the ball, and tried to find Mbaya, but that was not a well-weighted pass.
I guess better have him now.
Williams, with his 3 goals, he gives it up. It's right past Huber, and Huber will clear it out of play, and it'll be an Oberlin throw-in on the far side. Belucha in plenty of space.
So far?
Calling for it was Stubby. He will get it the near side.
They won the last match.
Loretson.
8-6.
Belucha now.
330 something, 111 yards.
McMillan was battling there. Ford comes all the way back to Lombardo. Murray will get that ball, and now we'll look to send it up pitch.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. So,
Clemmer having a word or two with the official and some of his mates. That's a foul on Mbaya.
Foul on, we got 2 subs ready to come in too. I can check it here in a second. I got it up. I think it might be still 35-12.
Oberlin now with the free kick. Loretson gives it up. And they'll go back to Krem. Frankenfield now with control.
35-12.
To Stubby.
Hey, Avis,
Frankenfield.
West had 108 of our 111 yards too. Yeah.
West had all the yards.
All of them. Last year, we won 9 for 80-some%. Are you off air, right?
No, just watching the action. Frankenfield over to Krim.
You're supposed to be talking.
The best thing that I could do for our viewing audience is not talk nonstop. Brian James sends it up. Williams keeping it alive. Doyer will knock it to Belucha. Now Yuki Adams. Yuki sends it up pitch. Roland was not in that area. Made a little miss hit there from Yuki. Good thought, wrong direction. And there's another opportunity. Oh, and instead of picking that ball up, Murray kicks it on the run into the Yeoman offensive player. I believe that was Williams. No. Might have been James. And it was. So Murray with the goal kick. Williams tried to find Lombardo. Nope. They tried to find Jody Chang. Into Kieremy's header to Tatarovich. Winds up losing possession for the Quakers, and now a foul against the Quakers. Frankenfield to Stubby. Stubby tried to catch Williams on the run. Huber and Doyer. Now Clemmer. Quakers playing a dangerous game, not just sending the ball up pitch with a inexperienced keeper in net. Roland gets back to Clemmer. Chang to Williams, and Williams will be called for offsides. Yeah, the two subs have been standing waiting to go in for about 5 minutes. Quakers get the free kick. Tatarovich loses the handle. Chang will get the ball towards Krim. Yuki with a nice body blow. But the Yeomen are on the attack once again. Now Tatarovich in space. 3v3.
Oh, come
Tatarovich
on.
decides to wonder strike from 30 yards.
Yeah,
and a save from Connor English.
Sub should come in now.
Yeah.
It will be a corner
So I'm going to get Oberlin's first.
for the Quaker.
I got it.
You got ours? Okay, I'll watch Oberlin's.
Michael Black will go out for Earlham.
7 came out.
So Trenton Belucha and Brian James will sit out for
21 for 8 for Oberlin. And 5 for 7.
Griffin Burns and Michael Candelori will come in.
Did you get subs? Then corner kick Earlham 3. Then header by 20 wide.
Checking in the game for the Quakers, number 20, Hockey Johnson, a junior from Tacoma Park, Maryland. Unfortunately, the Quakers were not able to cash in on that corner kick. Under 10 minutes remaining here in the first half. Quakers down 3-1. Into Kierme, drops it back to Doyer, who will continue to go backwards to Ferguson. Off of Yuki's chest to Doyer. Again, it will go back to Ferguson. Clemmer not able to keep control. And again, the Quakers don't clear it, put the ball in the tough territory. Chang and Hockey Johnson battling for it. The Yeomen continue with possession. Nice job by Inti Kierme. He and Roland hit each other and wind up losing the ball. And a dangerous tackle. That's going to be a booking.
Stop the clock. So foul, Earlham 11.
Inti Kierme will be called for the yellow.
Do both.
Very dangerous tackle there. Appeared to go cleats up with maybe both feet, which is a dicey proposition.
I think he's asking.
So Matthew Bach-Lombardo will go back to the far side.
They made him, he couldn't, because it was booking, you have to wait for the referee to signal before you can start.
The Yeomen just playing with possession right now. Into Kierme on the yellow card. Griffin Burns to Williams. Williams with the 3 goals already. Into Kierme with the steal. Tatarovich gets it up to Roland. Roland has room to run. Puts it out front for Tatarovich. No Quakers really to cross at this point, and they lose possession. It is only the second game of the season, so you wouldn't expect them to be in mid-season form, but so far it seems like most of the time the players aren't on the same page in terms of when they should run from the pass and also waiting the passes for the runs. Yeoman switched to the far side, and that's was initially stolen by Hockey Johnson. Could not keep control, and it will be a Quaker throw.
Good. You want to see the babes?
Little baby. Well, she's a little more luck for us here. But
No kidding, right?
too bored about the game phone. So
Hopefully she could give us luck on the goalie situation.
Everything go okay?
Yeah, everything's good, yeah.
Good.
Sam was up all night with me at first. So
Really?
probably really tired.
and upset. Also, right now.
But Yeoman now again on the attack.
That's fine.
Quakers
I'll make sure
battling,
no one
trying to
goes
get
back.
possession. So
You want to
far,
lock the door?
Oberlin doing a nice job of
Okay, it's fine. I'll just make sure no one
maintaining
goes
control.
Yeah.
Frankenfield over to Krim. Murray will gain control of that ball and will now punt it into play. And of course, gets to Magnet Williams, ball magnet. Out front for James. He's in space. Clemmer cuts him off. But the ball is alive and just sails over the crossbar.
5. They're going to say blocked because they're going to say it's
They must have deflected off of one of the field players because Murray did not get a hand on that. So it looks to be an Oberlin corner from the near side.
Can you see? 5?
It is 5. Yeah. So Burns takes the corner. Now the Quakers can be on the counter, and once again, not a crisp pass that winds up back in the hands of Burns. And Inti Kierme needs to be careful. Somehow it turns out as a foul against Oberlin, so it will be Quaker free kick. Tatarovich will sit down.
Simon's in.
Yeah, 18 for 21.
Simon Dickerson, a senior from Cincinnati, Ohio, comes in to raucous cheers from the crowd. And Doyer ostensibly was trying to get it to Dickerson, but it misses. Hockey Johnson and Dickerson on that far side. Dickerson with the fresh legs. Doyer puts it out front for Huber. To Mbaya. Clemmer over to Huber. Tries to get it to Roland. It does not get there, but Yuki Adams in midfield gets the ball, and again, alternating possession goes back to Oberlin. Frankenfield will now get things started over to Krim. That's why we can't have nice things. I throw the pen at the brand new printer. No, bill me for that. Chang. Back to Frankenfield. Burns. It looks for Williams. That's always a good idea. It gets it to Loretzen first. Clemmer will head that ball out of play, and it will be a corner for Oberlin once again. Looks like that's Williams going off, if I'm not mistaken. Or is that McMillan? Oh, it's 8. I'm sorry. Brian James going off.
That was 10.
No, 10 went off.
10 did go off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who came in? You know who it is? And then you see him. You know, the person
Griffin Burns will take the corner.
Should I just put corner?
6.
Krim will keep it in their attacking third now.
Put the corner first.
Another offsides against
offside
Oberlin. So Murray was another chance for a free kick here.
I think it's 23. Or 9. Is 9 up there?
Yeah, the
9. 9.
Daniel Tezzolino now in for Oberlin. Roland will not get there in time. Chang drops it off. Gets to Tezzolino, who drops it back to Krim. And we have 1 minute remaining.
1 minute remaining in the first half.
Frankenfield and Krim playing some back and forth. Now Krim will send it up high. Klemmer flying through the air. And now Chang has some room to run. He's got a mate or two up there with him. Candelori will chase the ball down. Gets around Doyer, who stays down. He may be hurt. Ball still alive into Kierme. Drops it off to Yuki Adams, who tries to get it back to Inti Kierme.
Stop the clock.
13.2 seconds remaining. And Doyer is still down, and his leg is still in the same placement as it was when he went down, and they are calling for the sports medicine staff. When I initially saw Jeffrey Doyer go down, it had the appearance of maybe a twisted ankle or something along those lines. Certainly tough to speculate, but he is still down. And both legs are in the same position as when he first went down. And training staff gingerly moved that left leg a little bit. And his ears now rubbing on that left knee. We'll take a quick break as they work on Jeffrey Doyer. 13.2 seconds remaining here in the first half. You're watching Quaker Soccer on the Radio Troy Digital Sports Network.
That was one of those that it looks like he just fell really awkward. Makes me worried it's something bad.
Yeah.
Like last year when Maddie was there an or whatever.
Yeah, sometimes it's non-contact.
Is he crying?
Back with you here at Matlack Messer Stadium as Oberlin looks to throw the ball in.
25.
Yes, some good news. Jeffrey Doyer
25 come in.
walking off, although he's
For a second, I think he did.
receiving some assistance.
Start the clock.
Okay, what? 10, 9, 8,
As you
7,
can hear SID Mitch Blankenspore in the background
4,
count down the
3,
clock.
2, 1.
And that will do it. So the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard at the half. Your score, Oberlin 3, Earlham 1. We'll be back with some first half statistics in just a moment. You're watching Quaker Soccer From the Radio Troy Digital Sports Network.
Are you at an ad, Brian?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we hit this. Okay, so let's stop recording, and we got to make sure it's started again. All right, Brian, you might just hit. No. Oh, it's good. Okay. That's approved. You ready? Okay. So now we go reports and. All right, Brian, first one's for you.
Thank you, sir.
Hunter, I'm going to have you take the both teams, please. Way better than you can't
years
believe.
past.
You
You
can't
have to go up
believe
on the tower.
the setup crap we had to do.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine that yesterday, Brian? While
No.
No.
I kept looking for you at the scissors tower or whatever.
Oh, the lift, the forklift.
I kept looking for lightning.
Yeah.
Well, one year the tent blew away and hit me in the back of the neck.
Yeah. I remember that.
You remember that one?
I remember that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, a little dangerous.
How you been, sir?
Good.
Good.
Oh, we just scored a touchdown. Bonus.
49-18?
49-18.
God, look at this.
Yeah.
I should make it bigger.
Yeah, I'm old.
Yeah.
That's not what I meant.
They've got 551 yards, started 253.
Yeah, we got
Last 2 years, we've been this close to breaking the
Wow.
And he's right-footed, not left-footed. He shot with his left there.
Is that right?
Isco.
Who is it? Isco?
It's like 50, 58, or 56. I'll have to look at it.
Crazy.
You know what? In all sincerity, 3 goals from a guy that's never played. That's not horrible. I mean, if it was me, I'd have given him like 15.
And he never plays.
No,
He never
actually,
played goal.
he's played
Murray.
pretty well.
Murray's never played goal.
No, he's played pretty well. Against a good team. I mean, they're good.
Yeah.
And we had our first PAT block, and we've gone for 2 the last 2 times since. We made it this time.
Okay.
So 48-20?
49-20.
Fourth quarter or still third?
Fourth, middle of the fourth.
Actually, this half they played them almost even.
Pretty close, yeah.
Things are on the upswing across all Quaker athletics. And I give Avis all the praise.
Yeah. I'm just a spectator.
Now, is this the Avis Stewart Clubhouse too, or just at
No.
Sadler?
This is Sadler. This is Matt Messer.
I feel like your name needs to be somewhere.
It is. All right, this is pretty nice though.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll see you guys.
Take care.
What score are you looking at?
Spain's winning 2-0 against Italy.
So why didn't you watch U.S. Costa Rica last night? Too busy partying?
I have no interest in North American football.
He doesn't like watching. It's not a good brand of soccer, right?
So what's your problem with Americans?
Our community. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
The only team that I watched when they still
Back
play
at
that is
Matlack Messer Stadium, we are at the half. And on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, it is Oberlin 3, Earlham 1. Oberlin got on the scoreboard early and first in the 9th minute. Get a goal by Timothy Williams. Williams scores again in the 12th minute. And then the Quakers come through in the 17th minute by Drew Fitzgibbon, who gets the first Quaker goal of the 2017 season. And at that point, obviously, it was 2-1 Oberlin. And then Timothy Williams scores the hat trick in the 28th minute and gets us to our 3-1 score here at the half. On the shots, the Quakers have actually outshot Oberlin, which comes as a surprise to this broadcaster. 10-7, Earlham on top of the shots. Both teams have 3 corner kicks. The Oberlin Yeomen have 2 saves by Connor English, and Matthew Murray, who is in goal for Earlham, has yet to record a save. And on the foul front, Quakers have committed 5 fouls to the 3 from Oberlin. The Quakers are the only team to have gone in the book, as Inti Kierme has a yellow card, and that came in the 37th minute. 3 goals from Timothy Williams, an assist by Belucha, James, and Lombardo. That is how the offensive statistics go for the Yeomen, for the Quakers. As we mentioned, Fitzgibbon with the goal, no assist on that play. Just about 8 minutes remaining here in this halftime period. I'll give you an update from football in Wilmington. The Quakers in the 4th quarter are down 49-20. And whenever we do get that final, we will update you as soon as we can. Again, at halftime on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, it is Oberlin 3, Earlham 1. We'll be back in just a few moments. You're watching Quaker Soccer, the Radio Troy Digital Sports Network.
You know what the our Google Drive thing is? Is it Earlham Quakers at gmail.com? No, it's GoEarlham. GoEarlham.com. GoEarlham. Yes. That's where I was messing with. That's GoEarlham at gmail.com. Yeah. Thank you. Any problem? No problem. We gotta make sure that
The Indiana Football Hall of Fame in Richmond, Indiana was founded in 1973. Its mission is to honor the men and women who have excelled in high school, college, or professional football based on their coaching, athletic ability, citizenship, scholarship, and significant supporting contributions to the game of football. The Indiana Football Hall of Fame includes retrospection from Indiana's prestigious football history, from the late 1800s to the present. When you visit the hall, you'll see the names like Weeview Bank, Vegas Ferguson, Newt Rockne, and Lamar Lundy. The Indiana Football Hall of Fame is located at 815 North A Street in Richmond and is open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. There is no entrance fee and donations are appreciated. Take time to visit Indiana football history at the Indiana Football Hall of Fame.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
For the past 35 years, Van Vliet Insurance has built a reputation of bringing a personal touch. That's because at Van Vliet, it's all about you, your needs, your life, and our town. Along with providing quality coverage to individuals, families, and local businesses, we're proud of our community and the opportunity we have to protect your future within it. Van Vliet Insurance, an Erie Insurance representative. Hometown professionals at work for you.
this thing. So if you're ready on that. 11 yesterday. Yeah, I don't want to stress you out anymore.
No, I can't imagine.
Yeah. Sorry, who do you want me to write down?
I think about hours away.
Okay, so
Back at Matlack Messer Stadium.
It's not 00, it's 0.
As we get ready to start
There's a big difference.
the second half.
So hit 00 again.
And our thanks to all of our sponsors
Okay, so
to help
7,
bring you Quaker Athletics.
9,
Obviously,
14,
you can keep up with everything at GoEarlham.com as well as RadioTroy.com.
5.
A number of broadcasts available to you.
Just delete it.
You should have gotten Troy Derogowski today on the broadcast, but he is ill and he's soft because he's old.
14,
But he should be back and hope better than ever.
5.
Might have gotten sick calling that Richmond Red Devil football game last night and a loss to
7 already.
Arsenal Tech.
23.
But I highly encourage you to
Is that 15 or 19?
check out both of those websites to keep
19,
updated on all the Quaker
16,
athletics, and particularly the ones that
6,
are going to be broadcast
4.
on Radio
You
Troy.
already got 4. No, you don't have 4.
Back underway here.
14. There's 11.
And
Okay.
once again, it would not be a broadcast if I didn't mess up the clock. Three goals for Oberlin by Timothy Williams, and 1 goal for the Quakers by Drew Fitzgibbon. Fitzgibbon chasing down Jake Krim. Goes all the way back to Connor English. Now Loretson sends it up pitch. Belucha drops it off to Lombardo. That is a fan that was not happy with my broadcast, and rightfully so. It just means they are discerning. Chang to Loretson, and an offside called, and the Quakers are fortunate as Tuzzolino was off to the races.
I don't think that was off.
Looked close to me, but again, my angle is a little tough here. So Clemmer will get the call.
Thank you.
Clemmer sends it up to Bub, who could not get the head on it. Now on the attack will be the Yeoman. That ball's put out front for Tuzzolino. He'll get there in plenty of time. Puts the foot into it. I think he tried to be a little too cute with that. Tried to pop it up and over Murray. I think he should have just went with the power shot there. Bless you. Again, another fan that's allergic to my broadcast. Rightfully so. And another shocking thing happened, ladies and gentlemen. Min Bo offered me some of his food, which typically doesn't happen.
That's not true.
Particularly to a fat guy like me. Min is usually very scared about that.
You're just roasting yourself.
Just tell the truth, man. You can trust me. You can give me your PIN number and feel very confident that I wouldn't spend more than $1,000. That was a very tough tackle. No flag, nothing, and Ferguson is down as I believe it was Chang that kind of rolled up the back of Ferguson. Assistant coach Aaron Gustine right there as Ferguson right in front of the Quaker bench.
It was nothing.
He got talking to?
No, he got tripped, so it wasn't a foul. Just coming together.
Dangerous play. It's dangerous.
No, was it?
Getting rolled. Apparently you've never played. Getting
Okay.
rolled up from behind on your ankle. See a little bit of sportsmanship there as the Quakers give the possession back to Oberlin. Krim to Frankenfield. That was a little bit of a dangerous ball. Brevin Smith chasing after it. Tuzzolino couldn't keep control. Hoover's pass intended for Doyer is stolen. And again, we wish Jeffrey Doyer well, as he went off just before the half with an apparent leg injury. Brother Jeremy still in the match on that far side. Chang goes back to English. Fitzgibbon will give some token pressure there. Prim to Frankenfield. Retson comes back and will send the ball up. And Hoover keeps it in play, drops it back to Ferguson, who was chased by Tuzzolino. Yuki Adams lays it in front for Mbaya. Mbaya gives a little note to Fitzgibbon, gives him an idea, and pretty good pass there, just a little underweighted. A nice idea by Mbaya. Tuzzolino will head it. It goes right to Murray. And if you're just joining us and wonder in the keeper situation, this is going to be a challenge, and Murray is there just in time. Puts it out quickly for Hoover. Peter Cachetas was injured yesterday and not able to play today. Matter of fact, he went off at the half yesterday. The Quakers' backup goalie, Nicola Mani, he is out for about a month with an injury and had some treatment on that. And yesterday, after Cachetas went out, Chima Ndukwu, who had never played keeper before, he came in at the half and actually did not give up a goal, but wound up getting injured himself in that second half and is out with a concussion. So today, the Quakers on their third keeper of the season, Matthew Murray, a freshman from Richmond, Indiana, who has also never played keeper, has been in today and has actually done a really nice job. Although the 3 goals have been given up, this is a very quality Oberlin side as Yuki Adams tried to get the ball out front for Brady Bubb. I think a lot of credit goes to Ndukwu from yesterday, not giving up a goal, and really Murray coming in under short notice as well against a really strong side in Oberlin. Prim to Lombardo. Lombardo Chang back to Lombardo. Now Prim again. He'll look to switch. Goes to Frankenfield.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
Look at you.
Murray comes off his line and not able to keep possession of that, but he swipes it away and allowed Hoover to clear it.
Upside down, right?
Clemmer with a foul. Clemmer with the foul on Belucha, and Belucha none too pleased with that foul. Clemmer with another foul.
Yes, that's right.
So a free kick and a potential scoring area for Oberlin. Matthew Bach Lombardo set to take the free kick. At some point, he looks to take the kick. Pops it up. And Chang with a header that goes just wide. Pretty good effort there by Chang.
7. That was fun.
So Murray set for the goal kick. Puts the ball into play. Nice kick. And Fitzgibbon almost had an opportunity to get on the run. Tuzolino misses the pass. Now Yuki Adams looks for somewhere to go. Not a lot of movement there by the Quakers. Offensive side. Michael Black nearly getting possession. Ferguson battling for it. Frankenfield will now have the ball over to Krim.
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's what it should be.
Yeah.
Krim to Lombardo. Back to Krim. Now they'll go to English. We've played almost 10 minutes here in the second half. No real offensive action to speak of here in the first 10 minutes. Krim to Belucha. Belucha trying to get it to Lombardo, and it goes out of play. Quakers with the throw. Mbaya to Fitzgibbon.
We have a football final, 49-20.
Quakers football is now a final at Wilmington, 49-20. Well, Quakers with 3 touchdowns, a missed extra point, and 1 2-point conversion?
Yeah.
Yes, two missed extra point. Well, maybe it might have been a missed 2-point conversion as well, but it was okay. So a missed extra point, a missed 2-point conversion, 1 successful 2-point conversion, and 3 touchdowns. So good offensive output there. I'll get on the defensive side and work on those 49 points. Quaker football team will be in action at Darrell Bean Stadium on
October 7th.
October 7th. They are on the road the first 4 weeks of the year.
Offside.
And yet another offside against the Oberlin Yeomen. Clemmer will take another free kick. Huber on the far side gets it to Doyer. Doyer slips his defender, trying to get it to Bub. Belucha. It's like a little water bug out there, real small and quick. That's an offside. Chang was offside. I don't think he's happy with the call, but it was correct, no matter what Min says.
It wasn't.
It wasn't? Of course you don't. I knew you wouldn't. You're anti-authority. That's all you're about. Back underway, much to Min's chagrin. And that ball will go out of play. Quaker throw. Mbaya gets it in quickly. There's a whistle because we have a sub. Tatarovich will come in for the Quakers. It looks like Brevin Smith will sit down. Charlie Stubby will go out, as well as Daniel Tuzolino.
In is 10.
Timothy Williams is in.
11. Ready for Oberlin or no? 10 for 9. 11 for 14.
And McMillan in for the Yeoman.
Sarah, next time we'll be with all 11. I'll put this right in her face.
What?
I'm going to give that to all 11. Are you about that issue match? From a while.
Tatarovich chasing down the ball, and Lombardo will keep possession. Gets it to Williams. Clemmer.
No.
Trying to get the ball away, but it will stay in possession with the Yeoman. They'll send it up high. Tried to get it to McMillan. McMillan does come up with it, and Ferguson battling for possession. There's a foul called against Oberlin. That should be a yellow for kicking the ball away. Even the young child in the office knows that that was a bad non-call. Should have been a booking.
It wasn't a foul in the first place.
He get the flag up, called a foul.
But it wasn't a foul.
It was a foul. You know why it was a foul? Because the official called it a foul. That's what happens. Without rules, there's chaos, man. Yeoman again on the attack. Clemmer tries to regain possession for the Quakers, and he does. Doyer gets it to Bub. Bub will not be able to chase it down before Griffin Burns gets there. So foul was called against the Quakers. Krim to Chang to Lombardo, back to Krim. Now to Frankenfield. Looking for an offensive player to make a run. Tatarovich could not keep his header in play. Lombardo puts it out front for Williams. Williams tried a crazy back heel. I think it would have been a better opportunity just to spin and fire at the goal. Two new Quakers will make their appearance. Micah Rowland will come in, and Brady Bubb will sit down. Jeremy Doyer will go out, and I believe Intikiermi will come back in. Rowland and Fitzgibbon having a conversation.
I know 22 came in for 23.
Tatarovich.
And then
Yuki Adams keeps it alive. Rowland to Tatarovich. Out to Fitzgibbon, who had to stop his run so he wouldn't be called for offside.
I think so.
And English gets it over to Burns. Now back to Frankenfield, over to Krim. It's almost like Tinker's to Everest a chance. Frankenfield and Krim have been involved so much. Fitzgibbon put on some pressure to English. Now Belucha pulls back from the attack.
Sorry, my bad, brother.
And Baya tried to clear it and deflected off of a Yeoman. Fitzgibbon will not get there before Krim will drop it off to English. Now Frankenfield.
How many substitutes do we Earlham make 3 subs?
Throw on the far side by Oberlin. Frankenfield over to Krim. Kimkees was calling for it, does not get the ball. Lombardo will go back to English. Now the Yeoman on the attack. There's a tough ball. Williams is right there. And a sliding block by Clemmer as Williams tried to center the pass for Kimkees. And McMillan was there as well. And Clemmer knocks it out of play. It'll be a corner on the far side. Is that Belucha or Burns? It's Belucha taking the corner. Drives it in low. Clemmer heads it away. Tatarovich will battle for it. Mbaya not able to keep the ball in play. So a quick throw. Kimkees sends it long, and it stays in play. And the Oberlin player Not a great job. Kicks it right towards a Quaker player. Unfortunately, the Quaker attack stops in midfield. Williams drops it off. Dangerous. Ferguson cleared it initially. Kemke's still there, sends the ball high. Always high. Never really a danger for Murray. Just under 26 minutes remaining here in the second half. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Oberlin 3, Earlham 1. And what started as a lot of Earlham offensive opportunities in the first half, those opportunities have dwindled immensely as this game has worn on. And really nothing of any substance offensively here in the second half for the Quakers. But early on, the first 15 minutes or so, Quakers had many opportunities. Clemmer trying to keep Williams off the ball, and Williams has done a nice job keeping control. Mbaya now will check Williams to Kemke's. And Kemke's kicks it weakly to Murray. I think maybe he expected Williams to come up with that ball, but to no avail. Huber sends it out front. A lot of running room for Inti Kerami. He stops, gets it to Roland. Roland in space and can't control the ball. Now Belucha. Kemke's looks to drop it back. Williams is looking for a run and pass to come with it. But he's been stymied, and now Clemmer comes up with the ball. Belucha to McMillan. Back to Belucha. Nice job by Ferguson. Quakers on the attack. They have equal numbers, puts it out front for Fitzgibbon, and a sliding tackle by Krem, or sliding block by Krem. Quakers just missing on that opportunity. That was probably the most cohesive attack they've had in the second half. Hey, man, I'm going to need you to get that spider over there before it attacks me. Or is that a fly? Men doesn't care. My safety means nothing. McMillan. It's called for the offside. That's probably been the biggest Quaker defensive weapon that they've had so far, has been the offsides call. Black to Mbaya. Fitzgibbon is pushed out, and that's a foul. Krem, incredulous. What do you mean? Me pushing him 2 feet off of the ball? That's a foul? Men, when you played, did you ever commit a foul?
A lot, yes.
No, I mean, like admit that you committed a foul.
Yeah.
Or did you do just like that when you clearly committed the foul? So pretend that it wasn't.
Sometimes, you gotta admit it because it's too obvious. What can you do?
Well, that was pretty obvious, and he tried to fight it. Yuki Adams will take the free kick.
It's not a shoot.
Too far.
It's not a shoot still.
Yeah, this is.
He did not say stop the clock, did he? No. Okay, awesome. We're going to talk to someone.
Yuki puts a left foot in it. Blocked initially. Headed. It's out there. And Connor English attacks the ball. Might have elbowed one of the Quakers in the head, potentially Roland attacking that ball. He does come up with it. Yuki again with the block. Krim to Lombardo. Williams calling for it. And Mbaya blocks it but cannot keep control. Battling with Kimke's will be a a Yeoman throw. Lombardo will take the throw. Gets it to Williams. Back to Lombardo. Lombardo will drop it back. Lombardo closed out by Tatarovich. He spins, moves, gets it to Belucha. Belucha does some fancy footwork. Williams puts it out. On the far side, here's the cross. There's a header, and there's a goal. Not entirely sure how that went through, but I believe that is Williams' fourth.
Yeah, 5 the assist.
And Griffin Burns gets in on the assist train. And on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, it is Oberlin 4,
16,
Earlham 1.
3, 25 for 22.
It appeared that Murray was going to have time to react to that header.
Here's your subs.
But he may have been screened. Ryoji Fusiji is in for the Quakers. And he tried to chase down that ball.
No, that wasn't
26. Sorry.
So English gets the ball and will get set to put it back into play. The official telling him, drop it now, let's go. Inti with the ball. Loses possession. Now back with Oberlin. Mentioned earlier, the Quakers will be back in action September 6th at Wabash, a 5 p.m. start. And then the next 2 games will be here at home, but a week apart. September 9th, a home match against the IU East at 3:30 start. And then September 16th against Worcester, a 3:30 start as well. Inti Kiermi will chase that down. He's going to have an opportunity for a shot. Gets it on his right foot and then drops it back. Fusiji to Hockey Johnson, and nothing comes of that. At this point, with under 19 minutes to go, down 4-1, I think I would have preferred Inti Kiermi to spin and fire.
Do you all the subs? Yeah. You got these?
Ferguson battling for that ball. Hockey Johnson heads it up. Williams drops off. Here's going to be a dangerous ball. Clemmer is able to get back, but McMillan was going to have a
goal scored by number 10, Tim Williams, his 4th of the game. Assist number 5, Griffin Burns.
Belucha can't get there before Ferguson knocks the ball away. Tatarovich puts it out. Now Mbaya with Kimke's controlling possession. Lombardo. Kimke's tried to feed it to Williams. Williams calling for the ball. Williams gets back onside and continues to look for the ball. So far, Williams has been calling for it, not getting it. Here's an opportunity. That's going to be a goal. No offside.
Is that the 11?
And finally, someone other than Williams scores a goal.
11? 10 11. I think it was 11.
Jack McMillan gets on the score sheet. 5-1.
Subs.
Yeah.
17:37 remaining here in this match.
And 7 out.
Belucha and James are out.
25 for 11 and 14 for 7.
Here's Bub. Tatarovich couldn't keep it.
25 for 11.
Yep.
Krim
Yeah.
to Lombardo.
14 for 7.
Kim Keats. Back to Krim.
Who had the assist? Belucha?
Yeah.
Belucha is credited with his second assist of the match.
Jack McMillan. Assist to number 7, Trenton Belucha. It's a weird look. We're wrong if they haven't done that yet. So.
Frankenfield. Ferguson will chase after that ball.
Space between center back and left back is so huge.
And Murray will get the goal kick for the Quakers. Winding down this second half, Quakers down 5-1. It was 3-1 at the half. Williams gets tackled from behind by Mbaya. It'll be a throw for Oberlin. Yeoman will be back in action for 2 home matches, September 8th and 9th. The former being against Brooklyn and then September 9th against Calvin. Both of those 7 o'clock starts.
My alma mater.
Mitch Blakespor, probably the most famous alumni. So the foul against the Quakers. Oberlin puts the ball up, and that header is no good by Krim. Bub clears it into Kierme, chases it down, but cannot get there before Frankenfield got to the ball. And that was a little too cavalier by Frankenfield. Tatarovich nearly had an open run. Tatarovich to Yuki. Adams holding on to possession, drops it to Huber a little behind him. Usiji loses possession. Now Williams, I think if he'd have gotten that ball cleanly, he was off to the races. Now Ferguson on the far side, tripped up from behind, and then he rolls on the back of an Oberlin player, but he was pushed into. And we have a stoppage of time as the Oberlin player is down. Those are always dangerous collisions when you get rolled up on from behind. It was Griffin Burns that was slow to get up. Ball is up. Mbaya will try to get there before it goes out of play. He does. And knocks it off of Kimke's. Will be a Quaker throw. Here's a sub. Yuki Adams will come off. Is that Michael Black back in?
Yep.
Get those subs.
I had one.
Okay, Oberlin 10 came out, and in is
Williams,
this guy running right
with his 4 goals, will go sit down.
12.
And Julian Klingen, freshman from Washington, D.C., will come in. Ball in a good area for the Quakers. Inti Kierme continues with possession, drops it out in front for Black to Bub. Again, nothing comes of the opportunity.
Corner?
I guess we're getting a corner. That's
2
probably
more
very
subs.
fortunate for the Quakers. And that's one of the Doyer.
24 for 26.
So Jeremy Doyer
Oberlin,
back
22 is
in.
out. And in
Kusiji will sit down.
17.
Spencer Wright in for Oberlin. Ferguson went up for that header and kind of headed it in the opposite direction of the goal. I'm not sure that was what he intended to do.
And then Oberlin's is 17 for
And
22.
Quakers will give up possession. No, it's going to be a corner. They're saying that the keeper got possession,
No corner.
but not before it crossed the line, so it will be another Quaker corner. Ball's up, a little short, and Bub kicks it back to midfield. Now the Yeoman on the attack. 1v2, gets around. Just one player to beat. Murray's going to get there. And finally gets the ball. I mean, Murray might have taken a little different angle on that, gotten the ball sooner, but nonetheless, he gets it. Good job. Puts it back into play. Into Kierme will chase after it. Frankenfield drops it off to English. Bub battling for it.
All are Earlham 16.
I think it's a Quaker throw.
You can call it.
Mbaya will look to throw it in for the Quakers. Tries to get it to Tatarovich, but right there was Wright. Will be another Quaker throw. Gets it to Black. Mbaya back to Clemmer as he was chased by Candelori. Black now with some space, drops it back to Ferguson. Clemmer telling Ferguson to go to the far side to Huber. Will be a Quaker throw. 2 more subs for Earlham. Inti Kierme will go out. Tatarovich will go out. Micah Rowland in. And I believe Fitzgibbon back in. Rowland in the corner to Huber. And they're going to say it's Oberlin ball. Under 10 minutes to go in this match. Oberlin 5, Earlham 1. And the couple of offensive opportunities Quakers have had in the last few minutes really have kind of fizzled out. There's really never been a strong shot on target, and for that matter, not even really any strong shots, period, here in the second half. Game started in the first 15, 16, 17 minutes with Earlham really kind of maybe the better offensive team in a strange way, as they got a lot of good looks, a lot of shots on goal. Sounds silly to say when the score would have been 2-1 once Earlham scored in that 17th minute. But they acquitted themselves very well. That ball is laid out very nicely for Candelori. And Huber did a really good job of backing that up. And that's going to be a foul on Candelori. He demonstrates to the official what he tried to do. The official has no part of that.
Looks like we're going to have a goalie sub here.
Goalie sub.
Not yet, but the goalie's going to come in for them.
Black. Off to Hoover.
You have to put it in on sub.
That deflection goes right to Candelori, and Candelori overruns it. Good block by Ferguson. Oberlin still has the ball in the territory, and there's a save by Murray.
26. 25.
20. Oh, 25, yeah.
Here on the near side, Julian Klingen with the ball. David Shostak, a sophomore from San Francisco, in for Oberlin. Battling for the ball. He gets possession. Decides to drop it back to Loretson. Spencer Wright was battling it for Oberlin. Now Krim to Loretson. That ball out of play off of Doyer will be an Oberlin throw. So Connor English, the keeper, will come out.
17-16. And for them,
Brady Budd will sit down. Brevin Smith in for the Quakers.
1.
Max Burry, a freshman from New York.
Yep. And then we have to make a goalie change the goalie at this time.
So a new keeper for Oberlin.
1.
So you
enter. Yes.
Bring out a senior and bring in a freshman.
At
5:50 to go. Hopefully the Quakers can introduce themselves to the freshmen and get a score here. Fitzgibbon will chase after Krim. He'll go back to Frankenfield.
Is the only thing going after the minutes? I know. How'd it go?
Brevin Smith couldn't control that ball, and Baia will drop it off to Murray. Murray barely gets it away.
Thank you. You know your head yet or no?
You cannot touch the ball down.
Okay, you can go. You're free to go.
Huh?
You cannot touch the ball down.
You're done.
Just so mad.
Fitzgibbon. A little heavy touch. That was a nice job, but a little softer touch. He could have gotten around Klingen and been off to the races.
Every time we have a heavy touch, we only have heavy touches.
There's a ball up, and Klemmer gets it out towards midfield, although Oberlin will keep possession. Klingen will drop back to Frankenfield. Frankenfield and Krim have been the defensive rocks for Oberlin and have had a lot of possession as well. Klemmer. I think they called a foul against Oberlin. Free kick for Klemmer. Gets it to Huber. Huber to Black. Yikes. That ball goes ricocheting off somebody's dome. Hockey Johnson fighting for it. Gets it to Rowland. Now here's Fitzgibbon. He got ball. And it goes out of play off of the Oberlin player. That is a correct Earlham ball. And Baia needs to get it in quickly. Under 4 minutes to go. Quakers need a goal to get something going. Murray dangerously off his line. Now rolling on the far side with Burns on him. Gets it to Doyer. Doyer to Fitzgibbon. Fitzgibbon not quick enough to prevent. That's offsides. Clearly offsides. No matter what men says.
It is offside.
Clemmer puts the ball into play to Mbaya. 3 minutes remaining. Would be nice to finish off this game with another goal. Clemmer, the stop and go, made the crowd very happy. Crowd giving Showstack the business for getting deked out by Clemmer. Showstack, I believe, was just going to rely on the scoreboard. Foul against Oberlin will be Quaker ball. They go quickly. Hockey Johnson doing some fancy footwork and then gives up possession.
Thanks, Council. Hey, make sure to put your hours in because they're due.
Burry puts the ball into play.
Men, Michaela, to make sure to get your hours in.
Oberlin not really pressing the attack issue. Frankenfield back to Burry. Burry not a crisp pass to Krim, but Krim makes up for it. Gets it up to Klingen. Klingen to Stubby. Stubby spins, puts it out front for Catlin Dory. There's a tackle, but Oberlin keeps it. Ferguson with the block. Spencer Wright keeps the ball in the Oberlin attacking third. Showstack could not keep the ball cleanly. Krim tried to find Klingen. That will go out of play and will be a Quaker throw. Again, as we wind down for the final minute of play, just want to remind you folks, Quakers
1 minute
on the road September 6th at Wabash, a 5 o'clock start. You can keep up with the live stats on GoEarlham.com. And then September 9th, crosstown foe IU East, the Red Wolves will come to Matlack Messer Stadium to take on the Quakers. That's a 3:30 start on September 9th. And then the next home game and next game overall is September 16th against Worcester here at Matlack Messer Stadium, 3:30 start for that match as well. And then a few road games for the Quakers. Home matches September 30th against Bluffton, October 11th against Defiance, October 18th against Hanover, and October 21st against Franklin, all of those conference games. Again, keep up with everything on GoEarlham.com and RadioTroy.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that will do it. Your final score on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Oberlin 5, Earlham 1. I want to thank everyone here at Earlham College for their hospitality and their assistance. Again, fantastic facilities. It's a pleasure to call the game here in the fantastic press box of the new Matlack Messer Stadium. Special thank you to Mitch Blankenspore, the SID, the best in the business. Thanks to Men Bo for his help in spotting and scoring. And obviously all of the Earlham administration and the athletic director, Mike Bergram. Thanks to all the RadioTroy.com folks, Troy and Suzanne Darengowski, Adam Darengowski, and myself, Brian Cox. We thank you for tuning in. Again, your final score, Oberlin 5, Earlham 1. You've been watching Quaker Soccer on the Radio Troy Digital Sports Network. Have a great evening, everyone.